Relations and International Relations and Cooperation, Ronald Lamola. Minister, thank you for sticking around. Let's try and conclude our conversation. I think the point at which I had to cut you short, I was asking about our BRICS partners and the critique that says we lean towards BRICS, but when it comes down to the crunch, they don't speak out loudly enough for us. You are making the point that actions speak louder than words. I suppose what I'm asking is where the trade relationships are being closed off on the one side, have we seen that stepping into the gap that says we will open our markets towards China, Russia, and the likes?
Yeah, firstly, tell us after that brief press briefing, maybe let me also use this opportunity to convey my condolences to the families and to wish my colleagues there on the ground well to find a solution. Indeed, Tulas, if you look into the SARS data in the last quarter, it shows China has opened up, the European Union has opened up its market, the UK, France. So there is countries that are visible that the markets are open. As you have said with regards to BRICS, also most of our BRICS partners have said their markets are open. Let's find ways of continuing to expand on our trade relations. Prime Minister Modi, when he was here, that was the discussion between him and our president. And there is now ongoing discussions between our trade and India counterparts to find solutions to make sure that our products expand and also our trade with India grows. So indeed there is a huge appetite. Brazil is also very open. President Lula said the same thing.
Yeah, all right. That's then. We could talk about many other themes, but I do want to take a few minutes to reflect on the just ended National General Council of the ANC. And that's because you are a national leader of the ANC. And there's a great deal of, let's call it chatter, perhaps spoken in harsh tones about leadership, how it should shape up. The NGC of the ANC was a gathering of a party that is very few now debate whether or not it's in crisis. Some would say it needed something revolutionary to happen to re-inject and reinfuse an energy in the ANC. Did something revolutionary happen in the NGC that gives you hope that this renewal will not just be a nice mantra to throw around, but actually will happen?
Yeah. From the closing remarks of the president, indeed, he characterized it as one of the most successful gatherings. In my view, it was a turning point. The level of discipline of delegates participating in all the commissions, the detail, the inputs that came through all the regional general councils, the provincial general councils, that culminated into the declaration that was read by the Secretary General. So indeed, it was a turning point. There are a lot of groundbreaking policy propositions that have been made, including on the issue of renewal, on the issue of modernization of the organization, but also bigger because the ANC is not just about itself. It's about societal advancement. On issues of the economy in South Africa, it spoke very clear about how we need to move forward to make the economy to grow, to ensure that we resolve the challenges of unemployment. So indeed, the NGC was a turning point for renewal of the ANC.
So the conversation about leadership, though, I know that the NGC was not about leadership, and the ANC made it clear that we're not here to discuss leadership. We're deferring that conversation to a bit later on. But surely there must be some thinking that is beginning to happen about, at the very least, the kind of leadership that the ANC will need, facing the crisis that it faces and the need to I don't know if there's such a word as endear themselves once again with the South African electorate. What kind of a leadership does the ANC need going forward?
Yeah, there was, with regards to the rebuilding of trust with society, that is clearly broken. And that's why there was a lot of engagements on how do we strengthen the work on ethical leadership, not just to deal with the issues when the ethics have been broken, step aside and so forth, that we need to do more to build on ethical leadership, to build on ensuring that the leadership that emerges is the one that can go through the eye of the needle, or in societal terms, it's the ethical leadership that is beyond reproach, that is selfless, that it's about the people. So there are a lot of resolutions speaking to that, and those resolutions we will be taking them through for some of them obviously for implementation, but some will still have to go through. But it is indeed something that was on top of the minds of the delegates. How does the ANC reconnect or rebuild that trust? And there is a body of resolutions speaking to that.
Given the task at hand, what needs to be done to renew the ANC, but also the work to try and change its fortunes electorally? Should the ANC continue to approach the question of leadership the way that it always has, such that it's a closed-off conversation even in 2027, the year of your elective conference? Or does the moment call for something different that says, very early on, let's have the conversation?
Yeah, it does call for something different, and that's why even in the NGC, the issue that came from the last conference, you will remember that in the last conference there were a number of constitutional amendment proposals that could not be effected. And now the NGC has adopted a number of them, including the one related to one member, one vote, as part of that renewal, which came from that last conference. All regions now had discussions. It's now an adopted position by the NGC, but that does not make it a constitutional amendment. It will still need further consultations and so forth.
Explain it a bit better for those of us who are not members of the ANC. One member, one vote. That's different from how the ANC operates right now, right?
Currently, we're using a delegation system where delegates are elected by their branches and then they go to the conference to elect the leadership. So the one member, one vote means that every member will vote for the regional leadership, will vote for the provincial leadership, will vote for the national leadership. Now, all our members are only able to vote at the branch level for the branch leadership. So that will be through our system. So that was one of the discussions that will have to be concretized as we go to the national conference through constitutional amendments, and also the issue of the membership system, its integrity, so that even the product of that process becomes a product that has got integrity and also can speak to the issues of ethics, can speak to the issues of fit and proper, people that can go through the eye of the needle. So there is a shift in thinking and understanding that we need to modernize the ANC to respond to this. And that will obviously, if it's one member, one vote, will also open up the issue. How do you then have to begin to identify these are the people that must be voted for? So there will obviously be a debate whether this is a fit and proper person and how that is going to be guided. So indeed, I believe that with time, this issue will then open up a discussion within the structures for a debate on the type of leaders that must lead the ANC.
Why do you believe it is that your name is not divorced from these conversations that people are beginning to have about potential leadership?
I will not know, but...
But you're aware that your name does come up.
From the newspaper articles I've read and so on, I've seen it. But I think we have a real challenge, as you have already said, of the trust with society, issues of service delivery, and also the local government elections that are coming next year.
Yes.
So we have all of us to focus on that, which is the immediate task at hand of renewal of the local government, and also on responding to the challenges of service delivery, but crime also, the economy growing. So this is what the leadership must be seized with, and that's why we agree that at this stage, let's all put our hands to focus on that. At the right time, we will engage on who should lead, and we never shy away from debating this issue when the time is right.
All right, Minister, I've got to thank you for coming through and indulging me and engaging on the international relations issues. Minister Ronald Lamola, we talked international relations, South Africa's role as a player on the international stage, but also towards the end there, just reflecting on the recently ended National General Council of the ANC. At the bottom of your screen, to your left of your screen, you are seeing that briefing. It's still on the go out in Verulem regarding that collapse of that temple. We'll continue to give you updates on that and a lot more at the top of the hour. Stay with us.